am Michele Mattia. I am blessed to say that I am now a best-selling author, thank you to social media. I am an inspirational speaker. I am a life design coach and a creative strategist. And what does that mean to you all right now? Who am I to you at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning? I am your caffeine. I am your coffee. I am your triple espresso, your Red Bull, and or your red eye from Starbucks. And if you don't do coffee, it could be your Diet Coke or your soy chai latte, which is my personal favorite. But I am ridiculously excited to be a part of the cool social Gravity Summit. Because for me, when I heard about this event, I know both Bob and Beverly very well. When I heard about this event, for me, it epitomized, it honored, and it highlighted what I believe are two of the best parts of social media and what results from it, and that's cooperation and collaboration. Now, Beverly shared a little bit just a minute ago about Bob. Bob is the founder of the Cool Twitter Conferences. Beverly, co-founder of Gravity Summit. If you look at them on paper and what these events and conferences were all about, they were each other's competition. They had speakers. They were focused on social media, on case studies, on what we could learn, how we could share, how we could engage. And instead of them seeing each other as competitors or as the competition, they supported each other. They supported each other's events. In fact, Beverly was the keynote at Government 2.5 in Washington, D.C. last December. I find that to be astounding, tremendous, and definitely what social media is all about. Now, I also see a lot of faces that I know because we have actually spoken at other conferences or attended other events. Social media brought us together. They brought us to this point right now. And we promised each other that we were going to collaborate. We didn't know how, we didn't know when, but we knew it was going to happen because we had these aligned passions, these aligned interests. And again, in walks Bob Fine, the brainchild. I think Alicia, who will be speaking tomorrow, and I say that we are the groupies of Bob Fine. Anyway, we got to do just that. We collaborated on a book together. People from all walks of life. Geographically speaking, we're not next door neighbors, but guess what social networking does? We become just that. And my chapter in this book is something near and dear to my heart because it's called Starting Over in a 140-Character World. Because I'm of the belief that if we can be successful doing what we don't love, can you imagine how much we are going to kick butt if we are actually doing what we do love? And so for me, my journey started because I actually owned for over a decade a very successful technology consulting firm in Manhattan. We had this niche market. We were on the Macintosh platform. I had great clients. They didn't know from corporate America. I don't think anybody ever wore a tie. I had a great time. It was financially successful. I was able to own a beautiful apartment in Manhattan. I was able to travel extensively. I am a fan of shoes and handbags. And of course, who wants to give that up? On paper again, I should have been fulfilled. I should have been happy. But something was missing. I wasn't feeling fulfilled at all. I knew I was supposed to be a part of something bigger. But of course, I was reading the news and listening to the news and listening to family and listening to friends and not in this economy. Have you checked out this economy? Are you crazy? And then I got schooled by a 5-year-old little girl named Layla who said, Michelle, this is my best 5-year-old imitation, Michelle, why are you afraid of something you don't even know is going to happen? Okay, I didn't have a response for her at all, and I still don't. But between that, it got me thinking, and it got me thinking, and I stopped sharing all these ideas that I had with other people because, quite frankly, the naysayers really don't help us. And so I ended up going on a 3-day silent retreat. Now, for those of you who know me, I know you're applauding me internally. For those of you who are just hearing me, I'm sure, wow, 3 days with this mouth not moving. Trust me, it was frightening. I also didn't bring my laptop. I didn't bring my iPhone. I didn't bring an iPod. I was going to be completely focused. On my way out there, I asked myself this question. Michelle, if you could do anything, if you didn't have to worry about failure, if time, money wasn't an object, what would you be doing right now? And I centered on that idea. And so for 3 days, that's what I focused on. And I would go out on these hikes, and it was in the middle of Connecticut, snow, February, beautiful, and I would just write in my journal. And then one day, I started hearing these really cool words like transformation and change, writer, author. That sounded fantastic. I can wrap my brain around that. And then I heard, it's time to sell your company and start a new one. And that one freaked me out. And I'm like, again, then I started telling myself, have you seen the economy out there? Who walks away from technology? Technology is an industry that's not going anywhere. But I listened to my heart. It did not happen overnight. It took about 2 years for me to sell my share to my business partners, make sure my clients were comfortable. But I founded a company called Life Design. And my goal with Life Design was to support, co-create, and motivate my clients who were courageous enough to demand their dreams, their ideas, their goals. Now, when I first started Life Design, my goal was about 70% of the time I was going to be doing coaching and consulting, and 30% of the time I was going to be dedicated to writing, because I am a writer. I've been writing since age 7. Hopefully I've improved a lot since then. And what ended up happening, because I realized that social media was going to be this amazing tool that was going to get my message out there, that 70-30 turned into something quite different. Because for me, social media is about engagement. It is about connection. It is about conversation. It is not about sitting behind our computers, posting tweets, posting on Facebook, posting our blog, uploading a video. What it's supposed to do is get us to where we are right now, to where we are meeting face to face. Alicia and I met over a year ago at a conference, and we've stayed connected. The idea is for us to come together and share and learn from one another. And my opinion is, if we are committed to service first, if we are committed to giving back as we're using social media as our vehicle, as our tool for our brand, whether we are the brand or we're here for another company, organically the numbers are going to happen because people are going to follow you because you're authentic and real. Now, I got an email from Beverly maybe a week ago where she announced what the theme was for this very conference. And it was about, in my opinion, kicking it up, taking it to the next level of social media in business and government. Y'all know what that means, right? If we've got to take it to the next level, it means that we succeeded. It means that the people that were sharing and saying how social media was a fad, we remember that? Social media is a fad. Social media is going to be the loss of the human connection. People are going to forget how to communicate. People are going to forget how to do that face-to-face, one-on-one meeting. People are not going to, it's not going to last. It's all going to be seen as a tactic, as a marketing ploy. And don't get me wrong. I know that there are people that are still embracing that as their truth, and I'm sure that social media is not working for them. However, that doesn't appear to be the case for a lot of other people, a lot of other brands, and everybody sitting in this room. But it got me to thinking. It got me to thinking about, wow, we are about to have 2 days of a conference, of an event, where we're focused on success. We're focused on, guess what, let's take it to the next level. But it got me to thinking, it got me to remembering a time in my life, I was about 17 years old, and I was getting the same sort of advice from everyone, parents, teachers, guidance counselors. It was time for me to apply for college. Do you remember that? Do you remember having to pick that school? I was of the generation where we didn't have Google, so you were in the library and you were flipping through your magazines and looking up colleges and figuring out which one, and I knew which one I wanted. Rollins College, Winter Park, Florida, go Tars. And I knew that that's where I wanted to go. And I shared it with everyone who would listen to me. And my teachers, my guidance counselor, my parents were really supportive. They're like, excellent, this is fantastic, they are going to be lucky to have you. However, make sure you have a plan B to fall back on. Do we remember that? Make sure you have that plan B in case the very thing you know you're supposed to have, and how you know it is beyond any understanding, but you feel it. But make sure you do have that plan B, because we always don't get what we want and what we deserve. Now, even at 17, I thought that advice stunk. And here's the thing. We start focusing, or I did, on settling and what I don't have. So, think about how many of us have taken that mentality into adulthood. We might not call it Plan B anymore, but when we have those divine ideas and those projects and those goals that we want, there's a part of us maybe that's still thinking, okay, make sure I have a Plan B in place. You know, I've got to worry about the economy, and I've got to worry about this, and what if I don't, and what if I can't? What I'm hoping you all will do in these next 2 days is really be open and receptive to new ways of thinking, new ways of aligning your thoughts, words, actions, and emotions. Because what if Plan B wasn't about settling and wasn't about not having success, but in fact was needed and necessary because Plan A, kind of like social media, did work. Our short-term goals, our long-term goals actually worked, and in some cases, all this good started showing up a lot faster than we expected. Oh my gosh, what do we do next? What do I do now? Our speakers today. Has everybody checked out these list of speakers we're going to have for the next 2 days? There's going to be so much learning, so much sharing. I cannot wait. Now, I know my time is coming to a close. My time of caffeinating you all is coming to a close, but I'm going to ask you all to do 3 things for me. The first thing is to think about what we all have in common right now, right this very minute, aside from being here at this conference. It's Monday morning, and if we're here, guess where we're not? We're not in our offices. We're not on conference calls. We're not in meetings. We're not talking to clients. We are not worrying about proposals. We're here. Now, what I used to do when I woke up, like 4 years ago, I would sleep with my laptop and my iPhone, which is kind of sad. I don't do that anymore, thankfully. But the first thing I would do is I would turn on my laptop and I would start sending emails. I would be leaving voicemails. Right now, I know that every single person here, I know you're enjoying everything I'm saying, but I also know that you're in 10 different places right now. In the middle of your table, I put these little pieces of paper, and they read, who, what am I willing to be during gravsum? And what I did is on those pieces of paper, I took liberty and I put some values. Things like engaging, excitement, empowerment, present, focused, supportive. You all took out time, valuable time to be here today. Why not also give yourselves the gift of time to set your intentions on who and what you're willing to be? My second thing I'd love for you guys to do is answer for yourself. What is my plan B for success? Every single person here I know has an idea, goal, dream, project. It might be personal, it might be for their business, but you've got it. What is your visualization? How do you see, feel, touch, see it in the future? And then finally, here's my daily challenge for you all. At some point today, and if you're going to be here both days, at some point each day, I want you to do one thing that is going to push you outside of your comfort zone. Some people tell me, Michelle, if I'm pushing myself outside my comfort zone, chances are pretty good I'm not doing the right thing, and that couldn't be further from the truth. When we push ourselves outside of our comfort zone, we're usually excited, energized, nauseous, and ready to throw up all at the same time. And it does mean because we are moving in the right direction toward the very things that should be realized. Now, for some of you, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone very well could be introducing yourself to someone. For some of you, it could be standing up here right now without a microphone because you're worried that your voice isn't loud enough. Unfortunately, I've never had to worry about that. So, do that one thing. I so look forward to meeting so many of you to connect tonight at Twitter, tweet up, tweet up. And just please know this. Life was not meant to play small. It doesn't serve anyone. We need everybody in this room, everybody on this planet to play life big. The world needs you. Thank you guys very, very much.
All right. Thank you. That was excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Excellent, excellent.